Ron from Ronald Rohde Law, and in this video we're going to talk about rents coming down. Now, I know it's probably going to seem like a drop in a bucket, and if you've been paying rent these last couple of years, it has been painful. However, I'm going to show you data. I'm going to show you evidence from my day job, which is I'm a commercial real estate attorney, and there is absolutely all the evidence indicating that apartment rents and single-family home rents are coming down. It is a very simple analysis of supply and demand. So if you're interested in commercial real estate or the impact on you for rents, check out this video. Ron from Ronald Rohde Law, and if you are a subscriber, welcome back. Thanks for joining me on this very important topic, which is rent. You know, I think we've all been aware of the increases from COVID. You had really kind of this opposite effect where a huge increase of renters were stuck in their apartments and the economy didn't really crash the way it was predicted, and so as a result, rents just went through the roof. Fast forward to now though, you have had incredible increases of supply. You have had tons of new construction. I'm based here in Dallas, but Austin has had some of these similar explosions of new construction of typically it's Class A property. And what I'm going to do in this video is kind of walk through a little bit of the history about what has led to this moment and why it's the natural progression as well. And finally, what that means for you. Rents are going to come down, even starting from Class A. It's going to trickle down to Class B, Class C. Everybody across the spectrum is going to enjoy a little bit of a rent holiday. We know that during boom times, during economic growth, builders want to build, and that is just kind of a natural capitalistic outcome that they want to make money, and as rents go up, they can develop more properties. However, one of the features, and I don't know if it's a feature or a bug, but this is a very natural and recurring consequence, is that as new construction applications for loans, they do market studies. Let's say in a given area, there is 1,000 existing units and there is demand for 1,200 apartments. Every builder is going to look at that same demand and at the simultaneously or pretty near to it, they're going to say to themselves, wow, I can build 200 units and I will get absorbed by the occupancy. However, what happens is that 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 builders will all look at that same demand and all build an identical 200 units. And so what happens is you get onto the market an extra 1,000 units. Now, in places like Dallas, in Houston, in Austin, Carolinas, and Florida, they've been really fortunate that even as the projected demand was insufficient, if you looked at it from a static perspective, the demand has actually increased tremendously. And so even though they delivered 1,000 units when the demand when they started was only 200, they got saved by kind of this rising tide of what happens though is that increase gets then extrapolated to even more demand. And now these same developers are looking at the demand saying, well, now there's 1,000 units of demand. I'm going to build 500 this time, not be too aggressive like last iteration. However, not only do the original builders also want to build 500, so what we've got 5 guys from the first time. Now they're putting 2,500 units into the pipeline for a projected demand of 1,000 units. You get extra builders who are late to the game also looking at that demand saying, I don't want to be too aggressive. I'm not going to build 500 units, but maybe I'll just build 200. Maybe I'll build 100. And so this is really a natural consequence of people working simultaneously. The lead times and the development cycle naturally leads to overbuilding. And the only way to know when you have met demand for a particular real estate product is when there's vacancies. And with those vacancies, you get rate cutting. And so I'm going to point to Dallas. You know, Dallas is my home market. I follow the multifamily market very closely for my clients. And what we have seen is that demand has gone down. New construction apartments are now offering move-in specials. So take a look at some of these here. 6 weeks free, 6 weeks free here. And again, there's different ways to play with it. You can stagger those 2 weeks. You maybe give them a month at the end of 12 months. But at the end of the day, it does decrease the effective amount of rent per month that a renter has to pay. And if you can get those deals on new construction or Class A multifamily, why would anybody pay that same price for a Class B? So in turn, those Class B operators, they're going to see their vacancies start to increase, and then they're going to drop their price. So I firmly believe that we are going to see a continued decrease in the rental rates across all multifamily because a natural evolution is overbuilding during periods of undersupply. As a result, the new buyers are going to have a focus on increasing occupancy, and that also means reducing the rent. So all across the spectrum, you are getting pressure from debt cost of existing operators. You have refinancing concerns from new construction plus oversupply. And I do think that the population has really kind of stabilized in the number of households. That's it for this video on multifamily and why rent is coming down. I think Powell and the money machine, this is exactly, you reap what you sow when you pump out a lot of free capital into the market. But at the end of the day, this is going to benefit the renters. Rent is coming down. And if you're looking to buy a multifamily apartment, you can always buy. My advice is there's never a wrong time to buy. There's only the wrong price. So don't assume any rental increases. I would possibly underwrite for rent decreases. If you found that useful, smash the like button, subscribe for more commercial real estate content, and we'll see you next time.